Alright, starting off with the first ban. So we got Funky How versus Setsuka. We're going to be looking through on Ronin's side only. Honestly, okay. I actually really like this game. Setsuka is somebody who's been doing extremely well in the competitive scene, and Funky How has been rank 1 on the leaderboard, along with having very good tournament results about a month ago in the first start of Kisawa. So yeah, let's see how everything's transitioned from the beginning. Super excited for this. So first ban being Wolfie on Setsuka's, and we're seeing what Setsuka wants to ban first. Naga's always a nuisance, but also they have the good old Valash that Funky is super known for. He's probably one of the best Valash players in the game, so we're gonna definitely see how he likes to put that into play. Does decide to ban the Naga. Naga Grumper is pretty annoying, and Naga just by itself is really strong, so I can never go wrong with that ban. And Valoran gets picked up from Funky. So with the double pick here, it's looking like he has a lot of monkey combos. Calibus is looking pretty good. I have experienced a lot of Calibus, and I personally like Calibus a lot. I actually think it goes extremely well with Naga, so trying to think what he wants to pull. Goes with Gaialis. So when you're picking on orange side, you always have to think of what the counter pick is going to be with the Valoran. So you kind of have to think, what can you counter? So the Calibus is going to get picked up. This is going to do extremely well against the Yukama. So it's going to be hard to run with Valoran Yukama. Grumper happens to get hit by the Gaialis, so Grumper is going to be pretty rough. Saipat is weak to Toxic, Kinu is weak to Toxic, and Vlash is weak to melee. So there's no like amazing answer for Funky, but he does decide to go with the Grumper to be able to put some pressure onto the Calibus slot. And also Grumper does decently against Calibus. Kinu getting banned on Funky's slot. Now he has to think about what he doesn't want to deal with, and it's going to be that Kinu. So a lot of people are banning the Kinu second ban. Kinu is just super obnoxious. Once you get a +1 off, it's really hard to deal with. Yukama being picked up. This is going to be able to deal with the Skunch, Grandpa, and Size Munch, along with the Giles as well, pretty well. So happens to pick that up. And goes with the Skunch Lawali. Lawali does well against the Grumper, does well against Yukama, and he'll do okay against the Saipat. So Saipat being picked up. Between Lawali and Saipat, it depends on if it's going to be using Resin Trap or not, but Saipat usually wins that, especially if it has attack. Debating on the monkey. He does have 2 fighting for Seismic Trek to have its synergy, so really good pick in my opinion. And we got our first match of the day in Club Wars. We got Ronin versus Exotic French. Here we go. So Funky bringing out the good old Grumper Valoran, and Setsuka has Calibus Gaialis, so looking pretty spicy here. Probably 2 starts that a lot of people don't see. Maybe the Grumper Valoran, but yeah, the Gaialis Calibus, not very many people run Calibus. Let's see if he can run any cool strangles. Anybody that knows me, I do not like Strangle at all, mainly because I think I threw about 4 games when I was playing with it, so I just feel like Strangle just doesn't really work. It's kind of like Cage. 90% of the time you want to click it, it's wrong. So see how it goes. So obviously each side could switch up on this. If he's okay with eating a double gash, then that'll probably be fine. Ooh, with the guy, I'll switch out. Alright, bringing in the good old Wallies. Calibus being switched out too, so it doesn't want to eat that Feather Gatling. Monkey being switched out. So both of these holds are now online. And it is Windblade. So with Windblade, normally when people run the Windblade variant, Windblade is going to allow Volorin to have typically speed and special attack. So its hyperkinetics are going to hit really hard. It normally will run Tornado. It's not going to have Noxious Bomb, so it's only going to have wind damage. So it could either have Tornado or it could have it's going to have Tornado or Blizzard, depending on which one they would like to run. I don't think either is wrong, but normally if you have speed on Volorin, Blizzard is fine to use over Tornado, mainly because of the stamina that it's going to save. Blizzard is 15, Tornado is 30, so that's something to look out for. But it doesn't have anything but Toxic Plume, so Toxic Plume is also going to deal more damage because it is a special attack, which makes this work a little bit better against the Lowally. And we do know it's not a Strange Vest, so it's going to have a lot of special defense, and Grumper has the Sweatband, so it's not going to care about the exhaustion damage, or the exhaustion that's going to be coming out from using Thunder Strike if it decides to use that later on. I got my daily coffee, waking up early for these Club Wars, man. If anybody knows me, I do not wake up at 11 o'clock. Only on weekdays, and that's because I have to. On weekends, I'm usually sleeping until, man, I don't know, like 2 o'clock. I'm not really a coffee drinker, but when I wake up this early, I'm drinking some coffee. So, the Grumpy, little Grumpy How, gets switched out for the Yukama. Toxic Plume coming in, does a ton of damage to Lowally. Resin Trap coming on through, goes onto the Yukama, so this is going to hit pretty hard. Oh my gosh, down to 15. That was a lot of damage. So the bright side to this though is it does have its hold up, which means Aquatic Whirlwind is online, or Turbo. So depending on which one he wants to do, it won't be too bad. See, what I think, no matter what, the Resin Trap was going to hit hard. If it's the Valash that gets Resin Trapped, then that's really rough, because then the wreck goes off, and it's going to hit Valash and kill it pretty much 100%. Especially with the 3 prowl that's going to be coming out when Skunch or Gaialis gets thrown into the Lowally slot. So I think Yukama is fine there. I mean, you're not really going to have a good target to go into anyways, but now it's just stalling the Size Munch Wreck to go off, which is probably fine. I guess the only good target that would maybe, I mean, it's still rough. You don't want Resin Trap to go onto Saipat, Yukama, or Grumpy How. So I can understand Yukama coming in. He wants to go into a Turbo. He could do that if he wants to Aquatic here. Most likely Calibus is going to be coming in. So you could double into the Size Munch slot with Hyper and Aquatic Whirlwind, making sure that if Calibus comes in, it's going to deal a ton of damage. Also a lot to Gaialis, Skunch, and will probably also kill Size Munch. Looking like a pretty good play in my opinion. Getting the Turbo off I don't think will do well. So let's see what he decides to do. Yeah, Calibus coming in. This is like 110% Aquatic Whirlwind, I think. And here we go. So he does happen to use the Hyperkinetic. It gets it to 4%. So it would have been really nice if that did kill, so Aquatic Whirlwind could deal a teeny bit of damage to Wally, but I mean, it's not the worst thing. He already knows Yukama's going to die to the Hypoxia here. So or allergic spread. Same thing. Lowally with Botanist taking down the Yukama. So much damage. It did a lot. So that had to have been some good speed and some good special attack onto that Yukama. Something to think about for the future of the matches if Funky How happens to win. So Toxic Plume is now available, but with Size Munch being able to heat up for +2 while he's only getting -1, it's not it's not great to use the Toxic Plume minus attack onto the Size Bunch. It actually doesn't really do that much. Yeah, if he heats up and Toxic Plume goes off, he only gets +1. But it's kind of stalling a turn, honestly, because you only really need the +1 on Size Bunch if it has full attack. It does do a little bit better against the tanky Size Bunches that have been running around with HP special defense. But it's not too crazy. Size Bunch does decide to come out. And yeah, this is going to be putting pressure onto Lawali. Since most likely Saipat is going to be faster than Lawali, so this could be a Size Bunch wreck turn, but only because Volarin kind of doesn't want to stay in a lot of the time here, mainly due to stamina. But this could be a rest turn. This is a pretty safe rest turn if you say, because Size Bunch can uppercut. That's going to do quite a bit of damage. But Lawali is going to die before its Hypoxia goes off onto Volarin. -2 special defense, Hypoxia is going to do quite a bit. But if he does switch out Volarin and the Size Bunch wreck comes off with the switch in to Skunch or Gyalis, it's going to look real rough. And that could be the play. So Gyalis being swapped in for the Lawali. And it is a rest turn, so Toxic Gink comes into play onto the Gyalis, getting one single tick due to resistant. Uppercut coming in. One more uppercut is definitely going to do the trick, and maybe even a Size Bunch wreck? Maybe Size Bunch wreck. One thing to think about though is Saipat went before Size Bunch, so that means Nichosai is going to be able to go off before the Size Bunch wreck goes off on 3 Prio versus 3 Prio. So if he does decide to double into the Size Bunch should die before the wreck goes off. So now something to think about, okay? 34% stamina. If he's not running 61%, there's no matter what, Hyperkinetic is going to make Volarin overexert. So because of this, if he wants to try to go for the Size Bunch wreck, making it to where Volarin does overexert in order to get this kill with the Nichosai, he could leave Volarin alive and be able to get a ton of damage onto Saipat, making this slot stall for 1 turn. So yes, Size Bunch could die, or he could switch in Lawali in order to eat that, but then the Nichosai is also probably going to get the kill onto Lawali. If he does decide to have Size Bunch eat that, then it could be alright to leave this Volarin slot open, because every single turn it's going to be a threat to die by any of the attacks, by Skunch, by Size Bunch. Well, Size Bunch would be dead, but if he leaves it in. Lawali, anything. But yeah, he does decide to switch it out, so we gotta hope for that wreck not to go off right here, but we're gonna see. Nicho does go out, going into the monkey. 82 down to 46, and the wreck goes off, so this is a huge turn. So the thing is though, Grumper going down easy. So Grumper, one thing to think about, Grumper doesn't really do anything since the Calibus is dead. Oh, and the Saipat goes down. War Drum putting in work. Alright, so it's looking like it's going to be a Valash and a Volarin versus the world. So, wow. Okay, so Hook Kick is available and Uppercut's available. Uppercut most likely one-shots this Flash, along with Gyalis' Hook Kick. Either one-shots it or brings it really close. The Hook Kick isn't 100% on a kill on Valash, depending on its TV spreads. So, I mean, this has to go into Size Bunch, right? Goes into Gyalis. You're bringing it down to 23. Crystal Spike coming in. This has to kill Gyalis. And it does. Size Bunch Rex uppercut, or Size Bunch's uppercut should kill Valash here, right? Brings it really close. So Perfect Jab is only going to be available for Skunch this turn, which should definitely kill the Valash, unless there's a way that Size Bunch dies here. He only has Wind Blade to be able to stay alive. Oof, this is pretty rough. So depending on the speed on Valash, it could outspeed Sizemunch, but I'm almost positive that Sizemunch... Oh, wait, is that a full speed Scunch? Yeah, this wreck goes off in its game. Yeah, GG. I mean, that was pretty rough. That was a really good game for Setsuka. GG's, and it's looking like game number 1 going to Static French. Setsuka taking game 1, going into game number 2. What's up? What's up? Zuxo versus Turby. So, yeah, on Zuxo's side, we have no Naga, but we do have the Sizemunch. Typically, a lot of teams are running one or the other unless it's the Toxic comp, and Turby is running the Toxic comp. So he doesn't have either. Yeah, we got Sizemunch. We got Saku. We're going to see what the Saku can do in this matchup. Surneef, it's looking like a pretty stally comp with Volphy, Kinu, Surneef, the 3 nature, and then making Saku make it a little bit worse. So, let's see how, not worse as in like bad as a team, but like worse as in like making the stall comp like a living hell for the other members, especially if they're running a lot of attacks. So we're gonna see here. The thing about making a tanky comp like how Zuxo has with Surneef and Saku, Kinu and Volphy, whenever they get the special defense and the defense, the problem with this is Turby is running a Toxic comp, so Toxic doesn't care how much defense or special defense you have. Once you get the Toxic ticks going with your Rush Heals from Platimus or Mashuk, it starts to get really annoying because you're going to be tanking that damage regardless. The good thing about Volphy and the good thing about Surneef though is they both have Bush. If they both click Bush, when you Rush Heals on, it takes all the Toxic ticks off. So we're going to see how that comes into fruition in this matchup because I think that's probably the way Zuxo is going to be able to beat this Nidrasil Platimus start or Nidrasil Mashuk start that normally shows up. Actually, Lawali does have you Rush Heal, so Lawali, Platimus, and Mashuk are really good starters in this matchup. So he's trying to think between Platimus. It's not going to be Mashuk because of Kinu. It's going to be Platimus, Lawali, or maybe even Yukama due to the Water Cannon start. Nidrasil Yukama is very, very strong as well. So he's trying to think which one's the best approach here. Is it going to be the Rush Heal or is it going to be the Water Cannon for 2 ticks of damage? Alright, and he does go with Lawali. Thinking it's probably going to do better. So Saku is getting picked up. So Lawali was definitely the better choice. At least I believe so. He's going to be able to use the Rush Shield just like Platimus would be able to, but he's not going to be weak to any sort of wind damage like Saku would be able to use with either Lifeful Sap or Wood Burst on turn 1. So looking into the second ban, obviously both Volurins are banned on both sides, so no Volurin in this game, and yeah. Gaialis being banned, the good old duo Volurin Gaialis, those 2 Tems are banned on Zuxo's side, so we're gonna see what Zuxo decides to ban on Turby's side. So something he's not gonna want to deal with is definitely so I don't think Grumper is gonna see. Actually, Grumper can see play if actually, I don't even know. There's going to be Mashuk and Gaialis, and then there's also Whiplump who can, and Yukama. So, I don't know if Grumper can really see play here. So, it's most likely going to be Surneef, Sizemunch, Volphy here. It's looking like Grumper is just in a really bad spot against this team. Very water toxic heavy. That's the one weird thing about Grumper. It's not really a water counter. It's typically just a wind counter. So, because it is weak to water. Yeah, this is definitely looking like Volphy, Surneef, Sizemunch. Yeah, Zuxo thinks the exact same thing. And, yeah. Oh, that is true. That is true, Pachu. The only water it does do well against is is the Naga, mainly because it's gonna go first instead of last, right? So that makes sense. And Yukama being picked up for the last pick. We got our game number 2 coming on in. Zuxo versus Turby. Exotic French is up 1-0 in the matchup. And we're starting off with a good old Kinu Saku against a Nidrasil Lawali. It's looking like Turby has the better side of this matchup. I think Lawali Nidrasil does way better than the Kinu Saku on start. The thing about bringing in Kinu on turn 1, if it doesn't have a weakness that it's matched up against, like Skunch or Move Flank, Bashuk, anything that can do ×2 damage, normally it's going to have the downside in the starting of the matchup to where you're going to have to try to gain that tempo back later on in the game, because Kinu is a very passive like support tem, right? So with this turn coming in, a lot of times whenever people have Saku, if you've ever played against Sakus before, Sakus usually get ignored until the end of the game, and then they usually die, especially in Turby's situation. He has a lot of toxic tems. You can use Toxic Inks, you can use Urushiel, you can use all these different things, but normally if you attack a Saku, it's going to use Lifeful Sap, it's going to heal all of its health back up, and it's going to be really tanky, so you're not going to be able to one or like two-shot it by doubling it on one of the turns. So usually Saku is not the answer to kill until the end of the game. So Sernif is also the same way. So we're definitely going to see how this is going to kind of match up, right? I think if you can get Sernif and Saku to be super tanky, maybe +3/+3/+3/+3 for Sernif and Saku, and then you put them both in, there's going to be Lifeful Saps and Revitalizes going off like crazy, along with even Bushes. So I'm pretty excited to see how that's going to work out. So Size Munch being brought in for Kinu, and the Gyalis coming through for the Nidrasil. Hypoxia going on to the Size Munch. See how much damage this does. Wow, 40% is a good amount for double screen. And Windburst doing a lot of damage. That's got to be some speed on that Gyalis. So, yeah, that Windburst did a lot. I know it's air spec, special attack. I mean, maybe that's just normal against a full HP Gyalis, but that did a ton of damage. I think Tornado's going to bring it down to roughly like 15% HP. Hand Fan with Air Specialist and probably full special attack. So, dude, honestly, I wouldn't even doubt if Kinu got brought back in for Size Munch. I'm pretty sure if there's a double into Zuxo's Size Munch, if he Hypoxia's Crystal Bites, it's going to do really well. I think Kinu will also probably die, depending on if it has defense TVs or not. It'll be pretty close, I think. So Zuxo is switching out the monkey, bringing in Sernif. This could definitely actually be a really good switch in. Crystal Bite coming on through into the Sernif slot, so it was predicting if a Kinu came in, it's going to do a lot of damage. Resin Trap coming on through, 65, down to 45. So trapping it for an extra turn. What's good about this though is it's so tanky. Oh, that Windburst. Another Windburst is definitely going to kill it. Wow. Okay, so Windburst kills Gyalis. Revitalize is active for Sernif, so it's going to be able to heal 35% because of the nature. Yeah, this is kind of like what I was talking about. If you bring in Sernif, and you have Saku. Now, the thing is you can either Windburst the Gyalis or Water Cutting Lily. If you Water Cutting Lilies, it most likely will go faster than Gyalis on any 2 prio. If that's the case, he can then Bark Shield with Saku, and then start healing with the Sernif. Getting that extra +2 defense makes it to where Mashuk and Nidrasil are going to do less toxic damage towards it. I think that might be the play. He definitely has Bark Shield up. Getting that extra defense and being able to still kill Gyalis with Water Cutting Lily, it's looking pretty good. So now the question is, does Sharp Stab Hypoxia kill Sernif? I think that's the question you're gonna have to ask. And I don't think it will. With how much Resin Trap did, and Hypox, I don't know actually. He did only Resin Trap, right? I think it's really close. It's really, really, really close. So he's gonna have to decide what he wants to do. Oh, Kinu coming in? Oh, it's definitely living now, and the Revitalize is still gonna go off. So Sharp Stack comes off with Hypoxia. It's definitely living here. Oh, and it goes off. Wow! Watercutting Lily coming in for Gaialis. That's gonna be a kill. Whew, that was really close. Hypoxia coming in, 28. Oh, it lives with 1%. It needed that Kinu buff. Wow. Okay, I was completely wrong on that being close. Cernif doesn't have the special defense, so wow. Kinu's pretty good, guys. Make sure to put Kinu into your team because that protector buff, it's pretty good. Idrisil coming on in. So with Cernif living here, so now the question is Lawali faster than Cernif? If not, you can double Kinu, you can double Revitalize Cernif here. Nidrasil's run energy drink like 90% of the time, so it's really risky to Hypno the Nidrasil here. He doesn't have to keep Cernif in though. He can bring in Saku, tank a little bit of damage, or he can bush also. He does decide to bush, so that doesn't even matter if Lawali goes off first. Revitalize coming in, that's going to be 25%. But Toxic Ink could still kill here. Oh, he goes into the Kinu slot. And Lawali rests. So I'm curious, I wonder if Lawali has Urushiol. We saw Hypoxia and Resin Trap, but we haven't seen anything else. I know sometimes it runs Tenderness, but if it ran Tenderness, it would have used it last turn. So I'm a little curious on what Lawali is going to be using here. Maybe he doesn't need to Tenderness the Cernif because it only kills Yukama. And regardless if it has Tenderness or not, Cernif is just going to kill the Yukama. So one thing to think about is Kinu has Snare. It does not have Grease. So that means the Nidrasil got snared. So that makes Energy Drink completely out of the question. So Kinu can now Hypno the Nidrasil. If it Hypnos Nidrasil, only Lawali will be able to attack, making it a 2 vs 1. Setting up the Cernif, getting maybe Shy Shields if it needs it. Getting a Stonewall off, more Revitalizes. It's really good here. I think Zuxo definitely has the tempo in this game, and has all of the sources that he needs to be able to kill the rest of Turby's team. That snare is actually going to be super clutch for this. Here we go. So knowing that whatever was on Nidrasil is snared, there's no possible way. Urushiol does come out. Oh, and he hits the Nidrasil! Oh, Revitalize goes off, so it doesn't matter! Is he going to kill the Kinu? Okay, so he does kill the Kinu, because it's going to tick to kill. Wow, okay, so that was a very, very good play from Turby. It does have Urushiol, makes sure he can wake up the Nidrasil. No toxic damage is going to go off from the synergy because Nidrasil is a toxic Tem. And then Saku comes in, so it does have Tornado. So that was an extremely good play from Turby. It definitely made it to where it's still a 50-50 in the game now. But again, Zuxo still has all the answers he needs to be able to kill the rest of his team, right? He got the Cernif all the way from 1%. Remember, Cernif was 1% HP. Now it's all the way back up to 81%. So, yeah, Cernif's pretty good. Being able to go from 1% back to full and still have its buff for +1/+1, pretty nuts, guys. Pretty nuts. So, Tornado is going to be able to do extremely well against Nidrasil here. It does have Toxic Ink, and it does have Lawali's Urushiol. If he wants to, he can run Shy Shield on the Cernif and Bark Shield if he's planning on a switch for Tornado, which Mashuk does come into play, so let's see if Tornado does come in. Shy Shield is being activated, making sure Toxic Inks do less damage. It's going to need maybe +2/+3, and Urushiol coming down onto the Saku, so getting that 4 ticks of damage is going to be pretty good. Tornado coming in 100% to 27, so that is not a special defense Mashuk, but maybe Coat. Yep, does have Coat, so pretty good here. So Saku does have Lifeful Sap. Water Cutting Lily is going to do nothing against the Mashuk. If he Lifeful Saps, nothing dies this turn. Surneef is looking okay here, but remember, Mashuk and Lawali counteract the Surneef really well, especially if Lawali has Tenderness. It's not going to be able to do anything. If Mashuk could have Turbo instead of Tenderness. I'm trying to think. In Toxic comps, I think Tenderness is kind of needed, so a lot of people don't run Turbo on Mashuk in some Toxic comps, so we don't know exactly what he has. Or they'll throw away Uppercut and only have Perfect Jab. So Urushiol coming down into the Saku, making sure if it does switch that it still goes off. Double Urushiol into the slot, Revitalize going off. Into the Saku, 10% to Surneef, 25% to Saku, and Windburst coming in, getting the kill onto Mashuk. See, Lawali is just sitting there, right? Lawali's sitting there, bad stamina at the moment because it's all the way down, and yeah, Coat's not able to save him. Let's see. I like it, yeah. So if they're about to do an attack and the text is coming in, if you press X and you let it go, it'll say like, Ja. Like, it didn't say John Cena, it was like, Ja. Yeah. Yeah, Saku is literally going to kill everything. So this is looking pretty rough. He doesn't need a Lifeful Sap if Surneef can keep doing this. Bush is now active again. So if he wants to, he can bring in Volphy and Bush to get the special defense that it needs against the Lawali. Nigerstill's back in, and yeah. This, like I was saying, this Saku Surneef setup is going to be really rough. I think this is definitely a turn that Saku needs to be switched. Toxic Ink is going to come through, Urushiol is going to come through. He has to save stamina on Lawali, right? So if double Toxic Ink is coming in, maybe you can have Seismuch tank it so that you can get Revitalized back up and running, so that when Saku comes back in, you can Revitalize. So yeah, I think Volphy with Bush. Well, he's not going to be able to. It's not going to tank anything. Oh, Water Cutting Lily. Does he think Tornado's going to kill here? I think he thinks Tornado's going to kill here. This is super risky, guys. Oh, it has 10%. No. That was so risky. I don't feel like you had to do that. If this kills, this is going to be terrible. There is one more Toxic Tick, so the only thing that he can do, Urushiol's going to come through, and Toxic Ink. He can Windburst with 15% stamina. I don't know if it overexerts from Windburst. Actually, yeah, it does. 12%. That means he needs to have, like, what, 90% stamina? Or 90 stamina on Saku? Windburst is going to have Saku overexert, and Revitalize is going to have to come through so that Urushiol doesn't kill him with the Toxic Tick. Saku's going to overexert, but in order to keep Saku alive, it's definitely worth it. You can't let Nigerstill attack here, and if Urushiol comes through, it won't do anything. And then the Poison Ticks would be off. You can switch out Saku the next turn, and then you can switch back in on a Revitalized turn again from Surneef. I think that's definitely the play here. Seismuch isn't doing anything. You can actually just let Seismuch take the damage. What is going on here? No! What happened? That's got to be a throw. That's got to be a throw, guys. Right? If he would have revitalized, he wind bursts, lives the toxic gank. Just water cutting Lily kills, right? So Nidrasil does go down. Hypoxia coming on through onto the Volphy, 100 to what? 63. That means 2 more and it's good. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I think maybe, yeah, maybe that's fine. I thought, I was just like, there's no way. If Revitalize would have went off, like, why Shy Shield? I guess to save stamina. All I can do is Water Cannon. Water Cannon Volphy with Hypoxia probably kills Volphy, but then it overexerts Lawali. Oof, yeah, that's a death. Bye, Yukama. I mean, I guess he didn't have to save the Saku. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess he didn't have to save the Saku. I think he got enough value with the Wind Burst, Tornadoes, and stuff where he can just kill with any 2 Tems that were in the bench, so... Yeah, I thought it was a throw. I was like thinking, I was like, wait, dude. If Ninja still lives, yeah. GG, for sure. EXO taking game number 2. Alright, we have game number 3 coming on in. Alola versus Shiznix. And, yeah. We have the good old Drakash and Raiken, not Raise. Yo, and we have a Raise on Alola side. I was a little confused on why we didn't see a lot of Raises, and now we're starting to see more Raise. But we do have a Raiken on Shiznix. I'm super, super, super curious on what Raiken's going to be able to do here. Another thing to think about is Raiken with Naga might be better than Raise with Naga. I mean, maybe. Yeah, you can definitely do that, Ricky. If you want, you can send it into chat. Get more information out there about it. A lot of people should know more about the ban appeals and how they work with it and see what actually happened with it. Alright, so the ban on Yukama from Alola and Naga on Shiznix. So Kinu being picked up first. Kinu is always a really good pickup on turn 1. Getting that protector buff is really, really good. So, and also a lot of the times Kinu is banned on the second ban. So if you don't pick it up on the first turn, sure you give up the tempo a little bit, like what happened the last game, but he definitely allowed the protector buff to come into fruition, right? He had the Size Munch tank the first hit, and then Kinu, still with full HP, was able to get another protector buff and a Hypno, getting the snare onto the ED, but then he had Erushiel, so that Erushiel damage, yeah, it woke up the Nidrasil, but it wasn't able to dish out damage to another Tem, right? So yeah, it was a good play, but at the same time, it still wasted a turn, potentially. It was like an equal out between Kinu and the extra damage that would have been caused, so. So Kinu and Raiken, dude. So exactly like what I was saying, I really want to see Raiken in this matchup. I want to see like how it plays out. Raiken is one of those Tems that a lot of people don't like right now because it doesn't have Flaming Meteorite. It doesn't have a high hitting damage fire attack. So in order to actually activate Raiken to be a carry, you need to get those Prideful stacks. And in order to get Prideful stacks, you actually have to kill with Meteor Swarm or Embers onto a Tem. So next ban is going to be Drakash. Making sure the fire synergy with Raiken and Drakash doesn't come into play with Hellfire. And now he's thinking about the next band, and yeah, if he wants Raiken to be able to go ham, he's going to need Whiplump or Raise Band. And the reason why he might want Raise Band is because Roar is going to do really, really well against this Raiken. Sure, Whiplump can use Sharp Rain. He made sure to ban the Yukama so Water Cannon can't kill the Raiken. But yeah, I think banning Whiplump, I think he has answers to Whiplump, right? He has Surneef. So maybe, I don't know. I think leaving the Whiplump would be fine. I think Raise is going to be more of an issue for Raiken here. Mainly because once Roar and King's Roar goes off, Raiken isn't going to be able to do any damage. It's only going to be tanky. And look at Shiznix's team, dude. Like, it has Cerneef, it has Monkey, it has Gaialis, it has Riken, and Volarin. So all of these guys are attackers. So literally, Raze is just going to go off, bro. Raze is going to go crazy here. If anybody has not seen, like, I literally have a video on why Raze is just broken in the current state of the game, especially when you're versing a team exactly like Shiznix. It's literally all attack Tems, right? And then Raze also kills Kinu. And if they get the speed, there's no turbos, right? Kinus are usually running Stonewall in comps like this. So, because if you get a Demoralize off, the Roars go first, the Embers Ticks goes first, and the King's Roar also goes first. All of that going off before the enemy attacks, it's 33% less damage on the upcoming turn for the damage that's supposed to be dealt. So, that 33% allows Tems to live with, like, literally 1 HP. If anybody doesn't know, Kinu allows people to live on 1 HP, but so does Raze. If you get the Roars off. I'm really liking a Lola spot in this game. Alright, so starting off with a good old Kinu Riken. I mean, we see that every day, right? Kinu Riken all day. And Volarin Barnshi. So with this attack heavy team, this is why a lot of teams are going special attack. With attack heavy teams like this, Volarin with Gaialis is going to be able to use Toxic Plume. So if it is an aerobic Volarin, Feather Gatling is going to be able to get your speed up. Gaialis on the switch in is going to allow you to get the Toxic Plume off. If that happens, you could also go into Raze. There's 2 options you can go here. If that's not going to be the option you want, you can also go into the Raze switch in and get some holds off to get Roar activated as soon as possible. So this is definitely one thing. I wonder if it's going to be Motivator. I think if you're going to be running Kinu with a Riken, it kind of means it's Prideful, because you don't want a tanky Riken dealing no damage, right? So usually Riken, if you're using it with Motivator, it's already tanky with like, so you usually don't want it like that. And with the current state of the game, with everybody being level 58, Motivator, it does heal more stamina because everybody has more stamina, but at the same time, a lot of Tems don't overexert very often because everybody has a ton of stamina. So it is aerobic, speed being procced, Hypoxia coming on through onto the Riken slot, 86 to 50%. Alright, so Air Specialist Barnshi, no neutrality. Beta Burst coming in, probably onto the Volarin because of the -1 special, but it is not. They want to deal with the Barnshi as soon as possible, and that did a lot of damage. Embers hitting like a truck. Alright, so it is Fire Chip Riken too. So we don't have anybody with Hypnosis, but that is something to think about. If Shiznix happens to win this game, they know Riken has Fire Chip. So it's going to be an HP attack as well. So that's some good information. Embers is going to go off and kill Barnshi, but if he does Feather Gatling and Hypoxia again, Barnshi is faster than Kinu. So he can definitely Tornado, and he can Feather Gatling, and Riken should die here. If he leaves in Riken. And there's no good Tems to really eat this either. So if he brings in Gaialis, if he brings in Seismunch, I mean, nothing really wants to eat a Tornado from Barnshi. Sure, they're going to eat the Tornado Feather Gatling, and then Kinu's going to have to kill with Beta Burst. When Volarin doesn't get touched like this, it's really scary. And he doesn't even have to waste Hyperkinetic Strike this turn. He can literally just use Feather Gatling and save the Hyper for the Seismunch, or even the Volarin if it is Doppelganger. So, something to really, really think about. So Riken is going to be switched out. He knows that it's going to die. If it does get hit by both of those attacks. Volarin being switched in. This could be really bad if Feather Gatling is Doppelganger. It is not Doppelganger. So aerobic with Feather Gatling. Oh, it is. Wow, that didn't do nearly as much damage as I thought it would. Tornado coming through, bringing it down to 20%. Beta Burst coming in, most likely onto the Barnshi. Making sure that the Riken can be saved for later. So, yeah, I don't know how much attack that Volarin has, but normally Volarin's attack a little bit more than the what was it, like 35%ish that it did. So with that happening though, Feather Gatling is going to be able to kill the Volorin before it goes off. If he had Turbo, he could have turboed his Volorin, and it would have been a +2 speed versus +2 speed, and Shiznix would have had tie break. So with the -2 and the +2 speed on the Volorin, he could have beta bursted the Barnshee, and he could have hyperkinetic the Volorin. With Doppelganger, if he does have a Doppelganger on his own Volorin, he would have won the speed tie. He would have been able to hyperkinetic strike into a -2 special defense, and I think that kills Volorin with +2 speed Doppel against -2 special defense. So I think that could have been a counter towards that play. When Doppelgangers with Volorin come into play, you need to be higher speed than them. The one thing that's good about blue is it does have the first speed tie, sure, but if they have their Volorin out first on orange side against Volorin matchups, they win the speed tie on the second hit. So you can't start on blue side with Volorin. But if he could have been able to use the turbo there, it would have been able to completely dictate the tempo on this turn here. So with Gaialis being out, he can now use the Toxic Plumes. He has no damage dealt onto Volorin, which is very scary. And Feather Gatling coming on through, Volorin does die without being able to use a single attack. So oof. And War Drum is showing onto Gaialis. Double Gash coming in because, I mean, that's the only turn one that Gaialis has unless it wants to use the, what is it? Crystal something. Betaverse doing a healthy 60%. So, yeah. It's looking like a good Toxic Plume turn no matter what comes in. I think Seismunch is probably the better play here because if you heat up, it's only +1 attack instead of +2, but I think that's better than having a Gaialis lose all of its damage. Yeah, and he does decide on the Seismunch. So something to also think about, because of the start that Alola had with Barnshee Volorin, it made it to where Kinu couldn't swap. So because of that, because Kinu couldn't swap, it made it to where he can't get extra protector buffs. When Kinu can't swap, no more protector buffs, and it had a beta burst, so it had to use damage in order to deal with what's going on. And we all know that Kinu normally doesn't have special attack, and using beta burst uses so much stamina to where you are not able to revitalize later, you're not able to hypno later, and when you're losing this advantage off the speed because Volorin gains it per, it's just rough. So right here, this is an obvious Toxic Plume turn, most likely a heat up because Hook Kick with Toxic Plume, I mean, it's still going to have roughly 50% HP, depending on if it's special defense or not. But the Toxic Tick is just going to be rough. And in this spot, he hasn't even used Hyper yet. 30% stamina, 16% is definitely within that margin. Normally, Volorins either have 61 or 55 stamina if you don't have any stamina investment. So 30% of 55 is definitely more than 16. So he's able to Toxic Plume for the 16 stamina. And then whatever Gaialis wants to do. He can Crystal Bite the Kinu, making it to where Gaialis or Raiken comes in. If Raiken comes in, it's -1 attack, making it to where it's not going to be able to kill anything. Then Hook Kick kills, Hyperkinetic kills. It's really rough. So Plume is 24 stamina, but with Synergy it is 16. Since it has the Synergy with Gaialis, it's 16 stamina here. Toxic Plume coming in. Is it exactly 16? Or is it stamina bugged? Exactly 16. Crystal Bite coming through, killing the Kinu before it even has a chance to use, and this should be a heat up, right? Yeah, it does use heat up. It's only going to be +1. Toxic Plume is gone though. Volorin, honestly, Volorin can just overexert and hyper. Like, think about this. It's got +3 speed. It's used 5 attacks, okay? Actually, 4 attacks. Every single turn it's attacked. You might as well hyper. I mean, why not, right? Why not? With +1, you can use Raise Switch In to drop the speed of whatever these Tems are, so that Gaialis and Lawali can attack before whoever gets brought in here. Honestly, I would just hyper. I would just hyper the Size Bunch. It most likely kills. Toxic Plume. I mean, with double screen, maybe not. With 12%, 12.5, it only did what? 5 damage? That might be a tanky Size Bunch, actually. I don't know if hyper kills. Yeah, Ofan. That's why Volarend is even better than a lot of people thought. Toxic Plume is the craziest, like, one of the top 5 moves in the game, probably. It has hyper and Toxic Plume. So if you had to put like a rating system on the top 10 moves in the game, Toxic Plume and Hyperkinetic are definitely up there. So yeah, with Riken being here, Riken can die if he really wants to. The thing that's weird is I think he needs holds onto Gyalis. So if he needs holds, Size Bunch Wreck doesn't go off unless he switches in Gyalis, and I think this is gonna be a bait for that. Honestly, I would just hyper with Volarend. I mean, you already did your job, right? You Hyperkinetic Strike, you deal all the damage you need, and then you have Raise and Gyalis. You already know he's gonna Size Bunch Wreck here on a switch in, most likely. Dish out the damage, bring in Raise after Volarend dies, get the -1 speed to make sure whatever you bring in on Gyalis' slot just is faster. But we're going to see what happens here. Gyalis being swapped in, Lowali. Lowali being brought in, makes sense, makes sense. Yep, here comes the Gyalis, getting the holds up so it can use Crystal Bite and Hook Kick. And this should be a wreck here. Hyperkinetic, exactly. Like, you might as well just dish out the damage. Bringing it down to 31%. Like, you did its job. Now Size Bunch is only going to hit the Lowali. That's like, what, 4% or something like that? With a Strange Vest, which means the defense is even higher. 100. That is a +1, doing 10%. Earthbound doesn't matter because you have Resin Trap. And now you bring in the Raise, and it's free picking, dude. Free picking, dude. Alola's team just really did extremely well against the team of Shiznix. I think, honestly, Volarend just kind of did its job. You can't leave Barnshe in because Barnshe is just going to dish out a ton of damage. And with Barnshe being here, Size Bunch can't come in with Beta Burst. So I think Alola just had an overall better start and setup than Shiznix. Yeah, I think the one turn that could have been played different, if Kinu has Turbo, a lot of people run Stonewall or Turbo. I think Kinu might have been running Stonewall. If it did have Turbo, it could have brought in the Volarend to be able to deal with his Volarend +2 and get a kill, but I think that was really the only chance Shiznix had to maybe come back into the game. Yeah, with this -1 speed onto both of these Tems, Resin Trap is going to do a healthy amount to Size Bunch. Raise can be swapped out. Guile's coming on through. And Sharp Stab's coming in onto Lowali. With the Strange Vest, it's going to be eating those attacks like crazy. Hypoxia coming in. This could kill. Definitely kills. Uppercut onto the Lowali, 66. 40%. So that means another uppercut doesn't even kill there. Riken coming through. And yeah, Hook Kick. Anything can kill Size Bunch here. The Resin Trap should be going off first. With a -1 speed, I'm pretty sure it should. Yeah. If Lowali gets the Resin Trap off onto Skunch, or Size Bunch, sorry, I think it'll be fine here. Honestly, Riken can still do really well. If it somehow, like, Meteor Swarms and gets a kill. Wait, he has to kill Riken first. Oh shit, wait. This Resin Trap has to kill, right? It should. Oh! Wait. Raiken's gonna sweep. Meteor Swarm's gonna kill Lawali. He has to uppercut the Giles. No! If he uppercuts the Giles, I think Meteor Swarm might have killed both. Maybe. Yeah, with Fire Chip, it has +1 speed now. Raze comes in, it has negative speed, right? But the Embers could kill? I'm trying to think, how does he kill the Raiken? How does he kill the Raiken? Alright, Embers should kill Seismunch, and then he hook kick the Seismunch. So he can only Crystal Bite or Double Gash. Crystal Bite's gonna do more than Double Gash. Guys. Does Raiken have Fierce Claw? If so, Raze can't kill Raiken. It might have Stampede. If you're running a damage-based Raiken, you do not want Roar and King's Roar. You can run Roar, but not King's Roar. Oh! He could have Embered there. Oh no! How does it kill Raiken? He can't kill Raiken. He needed to Double Gash and the Fire Flame the... He needed to Double Gash the Raiken for the damage. Stampede? If he has Stampede or some sort of neutral attack, oh, he doesn't. Oh no! It's gonna take 6 Embers. Wait! Oh! Raze is gonna kill the father, dude! Dude, don't kill your dad! Dude, Raze is gonna kill his dad! Bro! What is this? That is rough. That means he has Roar and King's Roar, right? Or maybe Fire Tornado? Youth always wins. No, don't. No, dude, don't kill your father. Bro. Yeah, I think Shiznix sees it, dude. He's like, I can't win. He Fire Flames 2 turns and he wins. And if he Embers, right? If he Embers, it does 19%. Yeah, look at those Raiken buffs. And it can't even kill its son, dude. Dude, this is why Raze is S tier, because it can kill Raiken. It can kill Raiken right here. Yeah, and then he Fire Tornadoes here. Wait, Meteor Swarm? Dude, that still did 21%. You might as well Embers, bro. Oh no. Wait, Fire Tornado? Oh, that actually did a lot, dude. Yo, GG. Alright, game number 4 between Alola's messed up face up in the top left and Setsuka, who both of these players have 1 win in the Club Wars in this matchup. So, looking forward to see what happens here. I want to see some more Calibus action, guys. More Calibus. And also, I think his... I wonder if his grandpa is still the same special attack grandpa. Yeah, that Fire Tornado did so good. Dude, special attack Prideful? Special attack Prideful Raiken using Fire Flame? Maybe. Maybe. Looking pretty good. Fire Flame, Fire Tornado, Embers, Roar. What do you guys think? Too meme? Or is it too good? So Yukama being banned, and Lola's going to decide what he wants to ban on Setsuka's side. It's kind of crazy that Yukama's eating so many bans. Like, I understand why, a little bit, but... So not banning out the Barnchi is so good in the starting lineup, right? Barnchi is going to be able to deal with Calibus, it's going to be able to deal with Skunch, it's going to be able to deal with Size Munch. And Kinu is being banned, not allowing him to pick the Size Munch Kinu that is normally picked in the early game. One thing to think about is Alola is not running Kinu, he's only running the Rays, so... More of a attack-driven team, for sure. Heyo! Giga, thanks for the follow, I appreciate that. Alright, so Volphy being picked up first, making sure that no... Yeah, Volphy's just a good pick first. And it does well against the guy else if he decides to get that Dust Vortex off, but he doesn't have anything to bring down the speed. Hey, Kardik, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate that. So, Lowali Volphy, turn 1. Yeah, Barnchi is just really good turn 1. Just period. He's gonna need it too if he wants Skunch and Size Munch to see more play. If he bans out Grandpa, he's gonna need to keep this Barnchi safe. So he does decide to ban the Grandpa. Barnchi does extremely well against 3 of the Tems that can be picked on Setsuka's side. Lowali being banned on Alola's side, so making sure Resin Trap can't be hit onto the Size Munch is pretty good. He already has Resin Trap and Calibus to deal with Whiplump, but if it does get switched in, Calibus won't be able to do much. But Skunch is still a threat towards the Whiplump. He has Barnchi, he has Volorin. Gonna have Whiplup if he chooses that. I keep yawning. It's too early, guys. Even with this coffee, I'm yawning. What is going on? And it's Skunch, Gaialis. So 3 melee, making sure the Wreck can go off. Wreck isn't going to be able to do much against this team, though. Only against Gaialis and whatever he chooses as a second pick, which is going to be Mix. Alright, alright. So he has 2 mentals to deal with the Skunch. Let's see how this is going to go off. You need at least 20 more copies. Alright, so on the starting lineup, we have Alola with Gaialis Barnchi, and Setsuka with Lowali Volphy. I'm so tired. Yo, it's 7 p.m. over there. Dude, it's... I know in Europe it's 7 p.m., but dude, here it's 1 p.m. That's way too early for me, man. I gotta wake up at 2 p.m. That's when I want to wake up. Staying up until 3 a.m., 5 a.m. every day. Yo, I'm doing really well, Ganta. I hope everyone's having a good day. Dude, Club Wars is so much fun. I love seeing, like, literally every game are new teams, and all of these, like, different teams like clashing against each other. Oh, it's so nice, dude. I love it. Yeah, there's so many good matches, Destiny. It's so good. I want... Okay, so I I decided not to play in the Club Wars. I can go into Ronin right now. I am a part of Ronin, but I decided I wanted to cast all the matches for this like Club Wars season. So every Ronin match I'm gonna cast for each week, and then if I can cast any other matches, I'm definitely going to. Alright, so switching into Size Munch from Volphy, so Double Gash doesn't do much. Hypoxia going off into the Guile slot, and Hypoxia going into the Size Munch slot. Wow, dude, that is not a tanky Size Munch with special defense. Even with double screen, another Hypoxia is going to kill. So, oof. That means Guialis is going to have free reign with a Crystal Bite here. Because Tornado should go off first. Actually, if that's not special defense, he could have speed. But Barnchi has full speed, it's full special attack. So that means this Tornado should definitely kill before Size Munch Ret goes off. I know that's HP, but I know for an absolute fact that is not... Yeah. I know for a fact that is not special defense, but I know that's at least 300 HP. Which means if 200 speed, you'd have to calc it on roughly 200 speed. So I don't think Size Munch Ret goes off. Even if it does, he can bring in Whip Lump. This is like a free Whip Lump turn. Not really, actually. If Whip Lump did come in and he Hypoxia'd instead of Resin Trap the Guialis, that'd be a really good turn. Yeah, I think this is a free Crystal Bite onto Lowali and a Tornado Size Munch. And I think Setsuka is going to have to do something... Nothing really eats the Tornado well. I guess Volphy does. But then you're bringing in Volphy into a Guialis that's going to be Crystal Biting here. If it Hook Kicks here, then that's really good for Setsuka, but I don't know if you will. Hook Kick can get blocked from it can get blocked from Scunch, so it's better to Crystal Bite. I don't think Lowali's switching. So yeah, Size Munch does decide to switch. Goes into Guialis. Tornado coming through. Yeah, he knew it was going to outspeed, so Guialis takes 50.9. Should be a Crystal Bite as well, right? Into Lowali slot? Or is he going to go into Guialis? Alright, so into Lowali. Oh my goodness. Resin Trap does go off. Into Barnchi. 100 to what? 100 to 56. So I wonder if Sharp Stabs kills here. There's a good chance Sharp Stabs from Guialis could kill here. So, question. Not really a question. Energy Manipulation, if Barnchi has it, right? If it has Hypoxia, Tornado, Energy Manipulation, Beta Burst, or if it has, maybe it has Bamboozle. I'm not sure what the moveset is. But if it has Energy Manipulation, I wonder if Energy Manipulation with Sharp Stabs would be close enough to kill this Guialis. I think with War Drum it'll be pretty close. Because I guess you'd have to know if Sharp Stab would kill Barnchi. If Sharp Stabs doesn't kill Barnchi, you should be faster than Guialis if it's going to tank that much. I think that's about 500 HP. You could definitely go into Hypoxia here. So if Sharp Stabs doesn't kill, then you're all set. He needs the Barnchi alive. He has to find a way to keep Barnchi alive so he can deal with the Scunch here. I guess he has Mix. Mix's Energy Manipulation should be good enough, right? He only has Hook Kick. Hook Kick goes into Lowali. You can switch in Scunch. Or you can Sharp Stab. Do you care about Lowali here? Not really. So he is waiting on his turn. He could be Kelking this. He could be Kelking Sharp Stab into Energy Manip. If that kills, then Guialis doesn't get an attack off if he goes Crystal Bite. Alright, let's see how the turn flows. Alright, Guialis does switch out into the Volarin, trying to get some holds up on the Volarin, I'm assuming. Unless he's going to Turbo first. If he has Turbo... I said there's... Alright, it's too early, guys. Oh, he does Turbo. So he expects the death onto Barnchi, getting the speed up. And then what? Sharp Stab or a Crystal Bite? Oh, okay. Sharp Stab definitely kills now. So that was really, really good. Using the Turbo to get some sort of advantage, definitely really good. Now he has Volerin with +2 speed. He's going to be able to get some nice hyperkinetic damage. Barnshe probably has Beta Burst instead of Energy Manip, which makes a lot of sense. Alright, so Mix coming on through, making sure that now Toxic Plume is live. Okay. Toxic Plume is live, so if he Toxic Plumes the Gyalis, Crystal Bite never kills Mix here. Period. And the Skunch gets its damage down as well. So Skunch being brought in only has Perfect Jab. Unless Skunch has faster speed than Gyalis, it could be Perfect Jab into a Crystal Bite on the Mix. If he has the right TV spreads for Skunch Gyalis, that would be insane. But he does not. Damn. Okay. So Volphy coming through. This should be a Toxic Plume to make sure Crystal Bite don't kill, right? It is Hyperkinetic! Is he gonna kill? Oh, it does kill Gyalis! Oh my gosh! That's Energy Manip into Volphy, right? Oh my god. That is huge. I don't think there's an answer. I don't think there's an answer to Mix besides the Seismunch Wreck, but Seismunch dies to Mix slot here. Energy Manip kills Seismunch in one hit, I'm pretty sure. He's gonna try to Wreck, but Wreck isn't gonna go off. Volerin, Feather Galling, and Energy Manip, 110% kills here. I don't think there's anything Setsuka can do. Damn. I didn't think +2 was gonna kill, but Hyperkinetic Strike is a pretty good move. So, I mean... Jeez. So that means you switch in Skunch, and you Seismunch Wreck, and Wreck should be faster than Mix. But if you Toxic Plume, Seismunch Wreck doesn't kill Mix ever. And if he brings in Skunch, it's -1 attack. Because that's the question, does Seismunch have speed, and is it faster than Mix? If it is, then Seismunch Wreck, you switch in Skunch for Volphy. And that's the only reason why you'd bring in Skunch anyways, right? You might as well do it. That's like the only thing that might get you back in the game, but it... I mean, maybe Dust Vortex into Mix slot? Bring in Lowali. Toxic Plume goes off. Hitting the Seismunch. Lowered attack. Plague onto the Mix. Alright, so if you miss the turn here, Volerin used Toxic Plume, getting the -1 attack on the Seismunch. Plague went off into Mix's slot. Seismunch Wreck got it into Puppet Master. Didn't even get the kill. And then Spike going off into Lowali here now. Getting the kill with the Feather Galling. Oh, it's looking so rough. Sandstorm getting the kill on the Mix, but I mean, at what cost, right? You have every single Tem dying. He does have Skunch, though. Skunch doesn't have anything that is mental damage to kill it. So it could start killing here. So with a +4 speed, it used Feather Galling last turn, so Hyperkinetic with a Sharp Stab most likely will kill Skunch here. No, I saw what happened, everybody. I made sure to click... I made sure to start recording so that I have the recording, and I can... When I post the match on YouTube, I said what happened. I'm gonna have to do a little cutout, but... yeah. I made sure to have what was happening after the stream went down. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. With the voice crack and everything. Everything should be up and running. I just had an internet hiccup, I guess, which was kind of dumb. Hey, Keeney. I'm not in the lineup for Ronin. I decided I wanted to cast all the matches for Ronin instead of playing in the matches. So, I decided to do that instead. B-boy. Alright, so Bush being brought in, Whiplump being brought in to get its holds up makes a lot of sense. Hook kick trying to come in to kill the Volphy, but Bush definitely does well, and Suplex Suplex got the kill. No damage. Alright, so we do have the holds on from Whiplump, but also with Suplex being activated there, that means Ninja Jitsu is looking good here. Ninja Jitsu is going to be faster than Whiplump's Tornado, most likely, I would say. So, with Volerin and Whiplump, Plague and Ninja should be killing Whiplump here. So he needs to kill the Volphy. I wonder if... Wait, does Ninja kill Volerin here? Oh no. That hook kick throw, bro. I think Ninja kills Volerin here at 67%. Now it depends. Does he have a fast Whiplump? If so, if he has a max speed Whiplump, he should double into Scunch. Plague is going to overexert Volphy though. Hitting Scunch. Oh, 17%! Tornado! Tornado has to go off. Tornado has to go off. Ninja! Oh no! Plague is gonna get the kill! Dude, the hook kick throw! Oh no! That's an overexertion from Volphy, but Scunch just suplex and kills Volerin. Setsuka takes it. Let's get in the match. Alright, game number 5. Here we go, here we go. So, really close match last game. And now we get into it with Kami. Kami running the Double Fire, Raise, and a Drakash. He's running the Grumper. He's running a little bit of Nidrasil and Kinu with Lawali. Got some mix in there. Gotten two mentals to make sure that Scunch can't go off. But, I mean, we saw what happened last game. Even with Barnchi and Mix, two of the highest attacking mental tems, besides Naga, obviously. Yeah, still couldn't get the Scunch down. So deciding to ban the Size Bunch, making it to where his Kinu and Mix are going to have to deal with only the Scunch. So he sees the value from it. Size Bunch Wreck does well against Mix. It does well against Grumper. It does well against Raise, Drakash. So he just doesn't want that to have to deal a ton of damage. Also, it does decent against Volerin. Volerin can take uppercuts, so... If you can get an uppercut into Volerin, it does quite a bit of damage to where anything else that hits it with special attack, like you know, Mix, does really, really well. Or Grandpa, Lawali, Hypoxia, all of that does enough with -1 special defense if it gets one uppercut off. So first pick being Kami, with Kami is going to be Kinu. The Volerin is banned on Kami's side as well, so... if you're going to be running anaerobic Volerin, most people run HP attack. They put a little bit of stamina investment into it as well to make sure it's 61. And they, most people before used to run Sweatband, but a lot of people aren't using the anaerobic Volerin as a carry anymore. They normally also have to run Turbo on their team in order to get +2 speed that way. So it can go first before getting minus attacked with Raise or another Volerin. So that's normally how people are running it. So you're going to need sometimes with Turbo in order to make the anaerobic Volerin do well, or Raise to drop speed debuffs. Alright, so Calibus is coming in. I like Calibus a lot. Calibus is a really, really good tem, in my opinion. It's slow, but man, does it put in work. Alright, so he goes Calibus into Gaialis. This makes sense. You could go Raise here. Raise with the Kinu buff isn't that bad. Especially since Raise still does well against Loali, it does well against Kinu, and it does well against the Gaialis. So Raise wouldn't be a bad option here. If he has Water Blade or anything, he could use that on the Calibus in order to hit the Drakash, but a lot of people are not running that. They are running Water Cannon, or sorry, not Water Cannon. Imagine Calibus with Water Cannon, right? Calibus would be running Toxic Ink with Ice Stalactite, Water Jet, and the other move is normally like Humiliating Slap or something. So Kinu with Nidrasil against the Calibus Gaialis. Definitely not bad. I think if you start with Raise there, it -1 speeds on Gaialis, which is something you need anyways. In order to let Drakash or even Raise be able to, you know, dish out the damage onto Gaialis. So I think Nidrasil's still fine here though. I think it's okay. Reserve time clicking down, and he does ban the Loali. So there's no win to be able to deal with this Calibus. So that means... I mean, that's going to be rough. Calibus is actually just going to have a field day, huh? And he has Kinu. He banned the Grandpa instead of Kinu. So if it's Botanophobia, Nidrasil might do okay running Allergic Spread. Oh man. I'm trying to think on how he's going to be able to kill this Calibus. So he runs, he's running the mix with Drakash, getting the double fire is pretty decent, but Volphy is a very good counter against Drakash due to Team Elusive. Drakash has 2 AoE moves. He has Sandstorm and he has Hellfire. When Volphy is in play, you can't use either of those 2 attacks. You can only use the Fire Tornado or the Mud Shower normally. So, but yeah, with that being said, Kinu gets picked up, and we're gonna see a Gaialis Calibus versus Kami's Kinu Nidrasil. If I had to choose a favorite in this matchup after seeing pick ban phase, I really like Setsuka's lineup. I think it does really well into Kami's. Volphy is going to be able to deal with the Raise and the mix. And Gaialis is going to have to be the answer to Nidrasil, but it does have the +2 or +1 defense. Also, Gaialis does really well against the mix and Drakash. So, yeah, I think it would be... Yeah, I think it's going to be, I think it's a close matchup, but I think Setsuka is a favorite here for sure. So Kinu gets swapped out, Raise comes in, drops the speed onto Gaialis. I think it's pretty well needed. Double Gash does a lot of damage, wow. And Spore's going off into Gaialis, getting that +2 tick. Toxic Ink onto the Raise slot. Wow, okay, that was a pretty good amount of damage. No War Drum on that damage anymore, though. Gaialis running War Drum is pretty good. So we do not know the Calibus item. We don't know the Calibus item yet. It could be Coat, possibly. If anybody has seen me play, I really like running Sweatband on my Calibus because it literally can sit there forever and Toxic Ink and Humiliating Slap and Water Jet and just do every move every single turn forever, and it never runs out of stamina. It's literally my favorite thing. A lot of Tems don't run Sweatband because there's other items that are very beneficial, and I think Sweatband on Calibus is pretty good. Could be running Energy Drink as well. Because Calibus is so slow, I don't really care if I attack it to wake it up. That's what I like doing personally. So with Raise coming in here, it's gonna die if it stays into a Toxic Ink, let alone even an Ice Style type from Calibus. I don't know how he's gonna kill the Cali. We don't know if it's Botanophobia or Loneliness. Loneliness is the best trait currently for Calibus. So I'm not sure if he, yeah, in this spot that means your Rushio won't be able to work. But I mean, other than that, you're taking less damage from nature moves, which natures are in the game quite often now. So yeah, Nidrasil is gonna do pretty well here, and Calibus. And what's funny is they both take neutral poison damage, so they might just toxic ink each other to death at the end. Yeah, Kami's in a pretty weird spot here. And he does decide to Ember the Gyalis. Hook kick going in, puts it into Toxic Ink range, and Toxic Ink gets the kill. So Nidrasil, I think, used Bark Shield. Oh, Narc hit, okay. With Narc hit, it does not kill, and it shows Energy Drink on the Nidrasil. With the Poison Tick already there, I think probably Narc hit was the best decision, unless he was going to use Bark Shield in order to get more defense, because Gyalis is kind of the only thing that kills Nidrasil here, right? So I think that's completely fine. He has -1 speed. Mix can now come in. Yeah, I thought Calibus was going to be able to use Ice Stalactite on the Raise, and then Gyalis could have dealt damage to the Nidrasil. So yeah, this should be a kill on a Gyalis. So one thing to think about, actually, if Mix can get in Puppet Master, it's going to be a Mix Nidrasil versus a Calibus. If he can do that, he could definitely win the game. But how do you kill Volphy here? If you spike Gyalis, he's bringing in Volphy, and then it's going to be a rough game for Mix. He can also Sharp Stab with Gyalis. No, Spike goes off first. I guess you have to think, does Energy Manipulation kill with 21%? If so, I think it's fine to Energy Manip. But you would have to kill a 500 HP Gyalis, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Or it's pretty close to it. I still don't know how he's going to kill the Cali, man. It's going to be a Nidra versus Nidra at the end. So Gyalis does get swapped out. Volphy? Yep, Volphy is definitely going to be the answer. Let's see if it's Energy Manip or Crystal Spike. Most likely Spike. Calibus does get swapped out, and Kinu comes in. So knowing that Volphy and Calibus are going to be the answers in this game. Crystal Spike coming through. 100 to 84. That +1 is going to be rough. So the 2 ticks is going to be pretty good here. But Dust Vortex, if it can live, it can definitely live with a Kinu buff. But Revitalize is going to be coming in this turn. So that's going to be an extra 20% to the Volphy. If he wants, if he can live a Dust Vortex, he could Crystal Spike the Kinu and Toxic Ink it. The Revitalize is still going to go off, but the Kinu dies. And I think that is not going to be bad. I think that might be the answer here. He wants the Kinu dead, 110%. And I think that may be the answer towards it. Only if Mix can live, though. Otherwise, I don't really know what he can do this turn to try to gain some sort of advantage. He doesn't want Mix to die here. Absolutely not. Kinu swaps out, though. And Mix swaps out. Is this a Kinyu? Yeah, Kinyu's gonna buff up the Nidrasil. It's probably gonna eat that Dust Vortex. And yeah. Oh, it's gonna be a Plague. Wow. Okay, so we wanted a Plague to trap it so it can Dust Vortex next turn is what it wanted to do. But Kinyu does have Grease. Toxic Ink doing... I mean, 15% isn't bad. That's with no buffs though. Once it gets a +1 buff, oof. So Volphy is at 38%. So that means Toxic Ink should be going into the Volphy slot. And it has a free attack onto it too. Giles would die from it. Volphy dies to the second tick. Lowali takes a ton of damage, Kinyu takes a ton of damage. So now you have to choose which one you want, right? Calibus might have Energy Drink. So who got snared actually? The Giles got snared. So the Giles got snared with the War Drum in the beginning, so Calibus still has its item. So with Volphy having Bush, it wouldn't really matter because Kinyu can Beta Burst. And it should go off first. But it's going to eat a Toxic Ink onto Kinyu. Let's see if he Beta Bursts here. Beta Burst breaks it. Toxic Ink comes through. So it's going to heal the 10% before the Toxic Ink goes off though. That is a speed Kinyu. So he can... Oh man. Even if he revitalizes, Toxic Ink is going to kill. Oof. That was not worth, I don't think. I guess if it has Sacrifice, yeah. If it has Sacrifice, maybe going into... Sacrifice into Mix? You need Mix to hit Puppet Master. Like, you need it to. That's the only way you're going to be able to deal with the rest of the team. You need Volphy dead, and you need Mix Puppet Master. And then you have to make sure Lowali does not hit an allergic spread to kill your Mix. And if Calibus has Tsunami, that's disgusting. The thing is Kinyu didn't trade for Volphy because Volphy can switch out and still live. It's going to take the Toxic Ink. It's going to heal before the Toxic Ink goes off, and he still has time to come in later. He doesn't have -1 speed, so it can use Plague later as well. So yeah, Kinyu comes in. Beta Burst is going to come in to the Kinyu slot. Toxic Ink into Kinyu. It wasted the snare, which is really nice. So Calibus Toxic Inked the Kinyu instead of Toxic Inking the Nid or resting. So that's pretty interesting. Honestly, yeah. Mix comes in. With Mix coming in, I think what, Spike and Spike or Energy Manip onto Kinyu. Okay, so it can revitalize. Kinyu can revitalize, so it has to spike the Kinyu to make sure it can't revitalize. Because if you switch in Lowali or Volphy and revitalize, you're free. Nidrasil can switch into Drakash now? No, because if he... that's rough. How does he play this turn? If he switches into Drakash, Calibus Ice Style Type is going to just do work. Nidrasil got the buffs it needed. Giles can't kill it now. If he swaps in Drakash and Setsuka read... Setsuka's a good player. He could definitely read this Nidrasil swap. Oh, he has Sacrifice on Kinu! I don't know if that helped. Because this spike is still going to do a lot. Okay, maybe not. He strangled the mix. And he rested the Nid. So, him using... Okay, remember how I was saying how 9 out of the 10 times it's bad to use Strangle? This is the one time it's good, right? Volphy comes in, and now Mix can't use Spike or Energy Manipulation, right? But it still needs 2 more hold for the bush. So if he attacks this turn, that means most likely Drakash comes in, and now you have to sacrifice Drakash. Because Dust Vortex is going to do so much damage here. Also, with the Strangle damage, that makes sure that Gaialis actually kills with Bite. But it dies first anyways. So now the question is, do you switch out Volphy thinking the swap on Mix? Do you switch it into... You can't switch because Lawali takes too much damage and Giles dies. You can switch... Oh, you can switch this for the hold though. And he does. Dust Vortex coming through. Does it live? Oh, it lives! Oh no! He has to Allergic Spread with Lawali now. He has to Allergic Spread the Lawali, which means if Mix switches out this turn, and he Toxic Inks the Lawali, and now he can Water Jet. He can Water Jet Mix in case it switches. And then no matter what, Drakash gets hit. Oh no, he needs Mix to stay alive. But, okay, wait. If Mix switches out, Drakash comes in, Toxic Ink hits Lawali, Mix comes back in, Spike kills Lawali, right? So he needs to switch out Lawali into Gaialis. Because Drakash dies to a Water Jet Calibus. And Toxic Ink makes Nidrasil overexert, so... Don't run out of time. Allergic Spread kills here. Oh no! Yeah, and Water Jet would have killed. Water Jet would have killed. Wait, so Drakash comes in, and Giles comes in, right? Giles has -1. Water Jet was wasted, which means Drakash, if it has Ice Stalactite, which it should, yeah, Mud Shower with -1 speed, Mud Shower goes first. Okay, wait, it's not completely over yet. If Ice Stalactite kills Drakash, oh, to absolute. What am I thinking? If it kills Drakash. ×4 hit, max attack, dead. Overexertion here. Now it's Nidrasil versus Cali, exactly like what we're saying before. But the problem is Calibus has +3/+3, Nidrasil has +2/+2. Now, who wins it, right? Does he Spores him? I think he Spores him. Because he has weight. Yeah, he Spores. Yo, if only you could Spores yourself on Nidrasil, bro, and just heal yourself. You know how busted that would be? Does he actually Spore him to death? Don't tell me he actually Spores him to death. Oh my god, they both do the same amount of damage. Except Toxic Ink is more. This is actually what it's coming down to. Nidrasil's gonna Spore him to death. He's actually gonna spore him to death. Oh my gosh. It's like Cerny, but with a snake. Oh my god, dude. What is this? GG, bro. Yo. Spore's going in, dude. Yeah, strangle, bro. Strangle. Oh my goodness. You strangle, you rest, you toxic ink. You strangle, you rest, toxic ink. Actually, dude, strangle might have won, actually. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you would have strangled every single turn that you could, and then you both only attack at the same turn. So that could have been the play. Just strangle every turn. Because you're going to run out of stamina and he's not. And then you rest, and then you strangle, and you rest, and you strangle. Wait, how much damage did that strangle do? 5%? Yeah, it did 5%, so... I mean, Spore still wins it. He would have to strangle every turn. And then he would have to... Yeah, and then he would have to toxic ink at the end. Yeah, GG. Kami wins with the spores. Alright, Kami versus Doiko. This is game number 6. Ronin is up 3-2. And yeah, we're gonna see how Kami uses this team into fruition. Another Riken team, by the way. Kami versus he's versing himself? No, guys. Against Doiko, my bad. So another Riken. I really want to see how Riken plays out. I want to see some good Riken plays. The thing is Drakash beats Riken in this matchup. So if you go Kinu into Riken, Drakash does pretty well, but he can't pick Drakash first. A player versus himself. Is that legal? Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. So, think about the counter picks. There's Wolfie, there's Nidrasil, there's Giles. All of these can actually be picks. I think the one that won't is probably Mix. He goes Nid or Lawali. Goes Riken. So he's gonna have to be able to cover everything. So looking like Lawali. And what? Lawali's pretty rough too, huh? Lawali covers Nid and Yukama. Alright, so this covers Yukama, this covers Riken, this covers Mix, this covers Gialis, and it covers Wolfie. Wolfie a little bit. So it's Wolfie or Nidrasil, I think, that doesn't get countered by this. Because Mud Shower is first. But Nidrasil probably has less effect towards the Drakash. So yeah, Wolfie makes sense. He can't, okay, so Wolfie can't get Hellfired or Sandstormed. So Wolfie's definitely a really, really good pick here. Toxic Ink is going to do some damage to Wolfie, but I think that's completely okay. Drakash kind of gets stapled out of this because of Wolfie being able to Plague, lock somebody in, and Dust Vortex without being able to get hit on turn 2. Because of Team Elusive. And the next ban is Gialis, so... There's actually a lot of good bans on Kami's side. Or on, for Doiko to ban. It's hard to say which one. I mean, whenever you have a really close decision, it's usually just ban Kinu. Yeah, that's what he decides to do. Makes sense. Alright, so with the Kinu ban, Grumper won't have too much work here. It could if there's no mix, so you could use Grumper as the counter pick. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, you want Grumper to be the counter pick. So if he's gonna pick Voloran, he wants to pick Mix or Lawali, and then okay, so he picks Lawali. It's gonna be a counter pick between Mix and Grumper. I'm not sure. So the counter pick on his side, he had to pick Mix here, right? Or he has to pick Nidrasil, actually. So you could have actually picked Mix instead of Lawali, and then you use Lawali to counter pick the Yukama. If he doesn't pick Yukama, you pick Grumper. If he picks Nidrasil, you pick Mix. This is Mix, right? You don't want to go Grumper here. Oh, he does decide to go Grumper. Like, if you think about it, sure, it's electric, kills water, but it's a little different when you're earth with it. So, we're going to see how this unfolds then. Kami bringing in Nidrasil Drakash, and we have a good old Volphy Kinu on Doiko's side. See how this turn 1 decides to go. So, if you leave in Drakash for the Mud Shower on a Volphy, it's... I mean, most likely Kinu switches out, right? Do you double into Volphy here? I think he wants to bring in Riken, so I think you Mud Shower Kinu slot, right? Mud Shower Kinu, and you Toxic Ink Kinu. Oh man, this has to be a... Okay, as a player, I would risk it right here on turn 1, because you're on yellow side, you don't have counter pick. Kinu usually switches out turn 1. So if he does, and it is the Riken, right? Double Plague kills Drakash, because there's no Kinu to be able to buff it. So this could definitely be a Riken to deal with the Nidrasil after Plague goes off. That's my analysis on it. That's what I think should happen. But who the hell am I, right? Who the hell am I? If it's Yukama, it's genius, because Yukama should never go into Nidrasil, which still covers everything, right? I think Volphy is just going to be annoying to deal with regardless. But yeah, alright, Kinu gets swapped out. Let's see. Here comes the Riken. Let's see if he does it. Oh, he switches out your cash. Urgh. He brings in Voloran because of the Plague. Yeah, Plague trapping the Voloran. And Toxic Egg being used onto the Riken slot. So, makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, I think the Drakash, I mean, it's pretty risky, right? Like, if he doesn't do that, then that means Drakash gets locked down and dies. But the thing is Drakash, like, Volphy's not going to die anyways, right? So, if Drakash, yeah, it's pretty rough. Drakash has to put in the work on a Mix or Riken, and if it doesn't, then rip. Wait, with Nidrasil's speed though, Nidrasil's speed is pretty decent. But is it faster than Riken? I think it is, right? Yeah, it has 1 extra speed over Riken. So if Nidrasil has 1 speed, well, actually it doesn't even need 1 speed. If there's no speed as a Riken, Nidrasil's faster. So if he wants to, he can just double into Riken here and it dies. It's really close, actually. He shouldn't keep Nid in here, right? Oh, he does. Is he gonna double in? Oh wow, what the hell? That is no attack on that Voloran. There's no way. Does 4 attacks, Ember. Oh, Toxic Ink onto Volphy. Meteor Swarm. looking pretty strong here. How much damage is this Nid gonna take? That is an HP defense Nid. Absolutely 110%. Sweatband Volarin. Sweatband Volarin. So he is running the HP speed variant most likely. He's running the Sweatband. That's why he has, instead of Windblade, he's using Feather Gatling. It's going to do more damage than Windblade, but he has Sweatband, so it doesn't waste as much stamina as it normally would. So that is why he's using it like this. So what he can do, he can now kill the Raiken. We saw Toxic Ink go... Oh, that was before Meteor Swarm, so we don't actually know if Raiken has speed. But if it doesn't have speed, that means Nidrasil should be able to attack before Raiken. So Toxic Ink, Hyper Kinetic Strike should definitely kill Raiken here. And... it would bring Mix to Puppet Master, but does the Toxic Ink Ticks kill it? Probably not. But Toxic Plume would be coming up next, so... yeah, that could be the play. Hyperkinetic, Toxic into Raiken, and then what would Doiko do here? I think Wolfie stays in. Or he could Kinu buff the Raiken. Maybe it doesn't die? Is he gonna Kinu buff the Raiken? He's Kinu buffing the Raiken, so he might think it's not gonna die to Hyper with Toxic Ink here. Hyperkinetic Strike, alright. 41 to what? Oh, it's down to 6%. Toxic Ink goes off first, so they both have no speed investment, and the Raiken goes down even though the Kinu buff, so that is a wasted Kinu buff. That is a wasted tempo turn. That is rough. Oof, oof, oof. So, the thing about that is Kinu has its hold, so it does have Hypno now. Nidrasil does have ED, but it has not been snared yet. So it can't get Hypnoed. Revitalize could be a thing for Wolfie, but, yeah, I don't think there is a... I don't think there's anything that can kill the Volarin here. Like, he can Spike, Lawali can come in, eat that up. I don't know if it has Strange Vest or not. Or even Grumper. Grumper's in a good spot here. But Kinu most likely swapping. Into who, though? This is a Toxic Ink into Kinu, right? Spike does a lot of damage. Spike does a lot of damage here. I don't think it kills Nidrasil, though. It would have to Beta Burst with it. And I think doing like Stonewall or something on a Mix might be better. I'm not sure, actually. Yo, Proddy, if you want, I'll buy one of the Grumvils. I talked about it last time on the last Club War. Yeah, my bad. We just never met up, and I didn't get the buy from you. Alright, so Volarin does switch out, goes into Drakash. Drakash is a pretty good turn here, too. You could have went Drakash. Oh, this is going to be the beta into Spike on a Nidrasil. One thing to think about, too, is Kinu is faster than Mix, which means it's a full speed Kinu with no speed Mix. This is death, right? Absolute death, so that makes sense. I thought he was going to do a Drakash switch on Nidrasil and a Grumper switch onto Volarin. That's what I thought was going to happen, because there's no way that Nidrasil was going to see a turn here. And then you could have brought it in during a Yukama. But Lawali is still in the back to be able to use Resin Trap onto Yukama, so that's really, really good. Is this... Lawali, okay, okay. So, something to think about is... Drakash... I think he should have brought in the Volarin. Feather Gatling would have brought Mix down, and then Hellfire would have killed, right? But it depends on the speed of Drakash. This is a Hellfire turn, so he can only Hypoxia Kinu. Yukama comes in here, and it's able to use an attack on a Drakash before Lawali hits Resin Trap. So hopefully this is not a Strange Vest Lawali, because this is a special attacking team and Lawali does really well with this. If it's Strange Vest, hopefully he gets it snared from Kinu. If it does have snare. Kinu switches out into Yukama. He can't Resin Trap. Makes a lot of sense. Spikes the Kinu. It does have Strange Vest. Oh no. That's so much damage. That means another Spike is gonna kill. Wait, Hypoxia is faster. Oh no! That's a death. That's dead. Right here. Oh, it's not dead! What? How did it eat that? Spike kills Lawali. Aquatic kills Drakash. He can't allergic spread. He's not fast enough. If he didn't have Strange Vest, he could eat another Crystal Spike, but he has Strange Vest. Spike kills Lawali. He can't keep it in for allergic spread. And also, he needs Lawali to be able to Resin Trap the Yukama, so he can't let it die. So do you take the 50-50 risk for Mix to kill itself if it spikes the Lawali? You just Resin Trap the Yukama and switch out Drakash? So Aquatic hits Volarin? I think that's the risk you gotta take. This is a Resin Trap Yukama, and you switch out for Volarin, and the Aquatic gets eaten by Volarin, and then you can Toxic Plume if he doesn't overexert. He's gonna switch out Grumper in order to take the Spike if he uses it. He left in Drakash. Spike does go off, it does kill the mix. I mean, it's a good tank from Grumper though. But now Yukama just kills. He has what? He has Wolfie and Kinu left. Lawali's a good switch there. I just think Drakash should have switched into Volarin. Now you can switch in Volarin or Lawali. I think Lawali needs to switch in. I think Drakash could have lived. But honestly, at what cost though? Because if you switch in Drakash, I guess to kill Kinu. What are your answers to Kinu? Volarin, right? Only if it has Noxious Bomb. He goes Kinu. It makes sense. Lawali comes in. He has to switch into Volarin, but now he doubles into Grumper slot, right? Also, this is a Wolfie switch in. No. Aquatic. Oh no! This actually isn't that bad, I don't think. So the Aquatic does take out the Grumper, but I think Hypnosis onto Lawali. The Resin Trap can't go off. Yeah, this is bad. This is not looking good. Yo, what's up, Loof Loof? What's up? Yeah. If the Aquatic Whirlwind went off, how do you kill Kinu though? Hypnosis is so good here. Because now Beta Burst kills Volarin. Toxic Plume. Not that much damage though. Beta Burst kills. Blizzard onto Volarin definitely kills here. That is rough. Yo, check Danlan. Danlan? Thanks for the follow. My mad skills. All I do be is casting. So it's just Lowali versus the world. This is definitely a Doiko game. You can literally Hypno every other turn. There's no way Kinu can die either. This is a Revitalize Volphi, or just Aquatic Whirlwind, let Yukama die. Yeah, Lowali having Strange Vest definitely hurt him this game. And Beta Burst coming in, GG. Alright, yo, we're tying it up 3-3. They be tying it up 3-3. Tying it up 3-3. Doiko taking it game number 6. Game number 7. Yo, this is a close matchup, man. 3-3. We got our 7th match, Zuxo versus Norbert. We have not seen Norbert's team at all yet. So, first time seeing Tuvine. And yeah, he's running the Raze with it. Going with triple fighting, or triple melee with Skunch, Seismunch, and Gaialis. The normal 3 that people have been running to make sure Seismunch Wreck goes off with synergy. And yeah, Zuxo running the good old Saku that carried last game. So, hashtag just ban Kinu. Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you. Just ban Kinu. Alright, so Raze gets banned. Not the Kinu. Hashtag just ban Kinu. Stop letting it ruin your games. Exactly, dude. Sometimes it doesn't ruin your games. Sometimes it actually carries your games. Because they don't ban it. Alright, so Norbert is thinking about what to ban, and it is the monkey. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Alright, so Grumper... It's hovering the Grumps. He wants to make sure Barnshe doesn't see play, I think. But if he... Gaialis can't see play. And Barnshe can't see play if he picks Grumper first. Yeah, I think he wants to use Grumper as the counter pick. If he goes Gaialis, yeah, I think, okay, that makes sense. So he went Serneef to make sure that Seismunch couldn't see play. If Seismunch comes in, we all know that Water Cutting Lily is going to do a lot of damage. Alright, so Tuvine coming in. So now what he can do with the Skunch and Tuvine, he can only go Kinu. And with Kinu being there, we don't know if it's full speed or if it's defensive Kinu, because Skunch and Tuvine, Skunch is going to get beta bursted, or it's going to switch out and Tuvine is going to Crystal Plume the Kinu. Now, if Tuvine Crystal Plumes Kinu, now we have to think, okay, does it kill though? If it has defense or Rock Shield on the Kinu, it lives. Saku coming in on the next ban. Makes sense. We saw Saku and Serneef do really, really well. Honestly, I think... I don't know if you ban Kinu here. I think you probably want to let Kinu through, because your team doesn't care about how tanky their comp is. I think you have to ban either Barnshe, Volarin, or Gaialis. Or Monkey. Like, ooh, alright. So he does decide to ban the Kinu, though. See, Kinu is never a bad ban. I just didn't think he had to ban it this game. Because he doesn't have Monkey, and he doesn't care about how tanky their comp gets. Because he definitely has the stall squad. So Gaialis being picked up. It's going to do well against the Tuvine for later. And it can still Crystal Bite the Barnshee also. Alright, so Valoran Gaialis. I guess we're just going to test. If somebody has Kinu and the other person does not, does the Kinu player win? That's kind of the whole controversy right now, is banning Kinu second when they don't pick it in first pick. It's kind of like the standard right now. Alright, so Grumper and Volphy not picking up the Valoran. He has a lot of answers towards Valoran, right? He has it with Gaialis, he has it with Skunch, and he has it with the Barnshee. I think it still could have been good to run the Valoran because you have the Crystal Synergy to be able to drop the attack off Skunch or Gaialis. But I think Volphy is a really, really good pick here as well. Plague is just so good. It's never bad to run Plague. I think Grumper... I want to see Grumper do work. But the last pick is Barnshee. So Skunch, Tuvine on Norbert's side coming in on turn 1. And on Zuxo's side we have Cerneef and Kinu. Good old duo here. We all know how Cerneef works out with Kinu, so let's see how it goes on turn 1. So in this spot, obviously, if you water cutting beta the Skunch, if Kinu lives, it's good, right? You don't want Skunch to be able to wreak havoc on everything, which means you need Kinu to be able to beta burst the Skunch later on. If Skunch can get a Savage Suplex, or a Ninja off, or both, game's pretty rough. So, also a lot of people, they say like Skunch lives a beta when Kinu doesn't have special attack, but a lot of Scunches don't run max HP. That's only with max HP. So, if Skunch is only running like 300, it still dies. And I think around 300 is the normal. Alright, let's see if he's correct. Oh my god, he left in the Skunch! He lives the Crystal Plume, though. He only has Savage Suplex. Tornado kills Volphy, right? But Plague goes off first. See, I don't know if that was a terrible turn for Zuxo or not. If Skunch can get Ninja off, though, it's going to be bad. So if he switches out Skunch here and gets an extra switch in on Skunch later, Ninja's going to hurt a lot. He doesn't need Volphy to kill anything. All Volphy has to do is hurt. And Tornado goes off before Plague? Oh my gosh, Norbert has speed on his Tuvine. The Volphy did nothing. Very true. That Tuvine's gotta have speed. So he brings in the Grumper, it makes sense here. Can't bring in Barnshee, he can bring in Gaialis. Grumper is going to go last, so if Volerant attacks here, it would Toxic Plume, bringing down only the Sernif's attack. But if he wants to, so it won't bring down the special defense. If he wants, he can definitely, if he brings in Kinu onto Sernif's slot, Crystal Plume, Toxic Plume is going to kill Kinu. But Tuvine would then overexert for it. And I think that's completely okay because he knows the Tuvine is not going to die this turn. Overexerting here isn't bad. And eating the Thunder Strike onto Volerant isn't bad either. Because it's still going to outspeed everything. If it's full speed aerobic. He does decide to switch out the Tuvine, bring in Gyalis. Still being able to get the Toxic Plume off if he decides to do it. Ooh, but we got the bush, baby. Ooh! Toxic Plume, what? Nah. He said, nah. You ain't bringing down my attack, baby girl. So the thing about that is, that's gonna hurt, for one. Inductor. Sernif and Volerant have Sweatband. So Volerant is going to put in work if Grumper doesn't die. This is going to be a hook kick, absolutely 110%. He has to hook kick. If he reads this into a Kinu swap, bro, the game's over. If he Crystal Bites here with a Feather Gatling, that would be game. Kinu switch in, revitalize Kinu, making it to where it heals the Crystal Bite so Feather Gatling won't kill. Actually, both of them go off first. Yo, that would be disgusting, bro. I think that's the only play that he should do, though, right? Oh. Unless Kinu... Sernif could swap out for Kinu, actually. So, yeah, swap Sernif for Kinu. Grumper lives the hook kick. And then you can swap Sernif into the Hyper. Or whatever you want to swap it in for. If Grumper lives this hook kick really well and kills the Volerant, that's nice. Because you're going to need Grumper for Barnshee as well. Hyperkinetic onto Sernif. Oh! Hook kick, right? Gotta be a hook kick. Live. It lives, dude! Oh my goodness. He didn't revitalize. Inductor heals too. Freaking Grumper, dude. Grumper already putting in work. Volerant could have swept that game, by the way. If Volerant would have lived, it would have done really well against everything on the team. Holy crap. Inductor definitely did save him. Because Hook Kick would have killed that last turn if he didn't induct when the Toxic Plume came off. Nuts, bro. It's nuts. Alright, I might want an Inductor instead. I might want an Inductor instead. What do you guys think? So he knows Barnshee can come in because Grumper can't attack this turn. Double Gash is going to go first before Revitalize. So, with Hook Kick down, if he doubles into Grumper's slot and Kinu comes in, that's rough. Who swaps first? Sernif does, right? So, if he swaps in Gyalis first, and then brings in Kinu onto Grumper slot, getting the buff onto Gyalis, so he can Crystal Bite and live. That might be good. This is a free Scunch swap, though, if he really wants to do it. Not really, actually. He really wants to get the Crystal Bite onto the Grumper here. Oh, it lives! Oh! Wait. He can kill Barnchy anyways. Is this an overexert? Oh my god, that is speed on the guy. Wait, is that settling? It's because it's settling. That doesn't do anything, bro. Oh my god. Cerny's coming in. Dude, Cerny is going to carry the shit out of this game. It's gonna kill everything. It's gonna kill everything. Cerny, here we go. You all know what it does. It literally is going to kill everything on the team. Did he overexert? I don't think he did, right? I think it was exact stamina. Which means Cerny can Water Cutting Lily the guy Alice here. And it dies. No, Crystal Bite went first. That's a full speed guy Alice. Crystal Bite's down, dude. Kinu's free as fuck. Kinu is so free right now. Kinu is so free right now, but so is Gaialis. He doesn't want to swap the Cerny because settling is so good. What can Kinu do? It can revitalize itself because Barnchy should attack the Kinu. Or it can, yeah, I think it should revitalize itself. And then you rest the Cerny. Or not. Bringing in the guy else gets the holds up. And he's most likely not going to hook kick, right? He sharp stab, yeah. Oh my god! What the fuck? Oh, doppelganger! Oh! That might not have been the play, guys. But who knows? Cernif is still in the game, and there's nothing to deal with it. It was not an overexert. Giles can still sharp stab. Tornado and Crystal sharp stab are down. If he wants to sharp stab the Barnchy and water cutting the Gialis, maybe? He doesn't want to switch, yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck? No way! What just happened? Holy shit! Bro! That's game! Wait, guys. Kinu's bugged. Came in on death. Came in on death, didn't buff the Cernif. Kinu's still bugged. They said they fixed it, but they're wrong. They said they fixed it, but they're wrong. Kinu still didn't buff the Cernif. Yeah, more Kinu bugs, bro. That does make a huge difference. That extra buff can be huge. Because Cernif is going to be the final Tem. So if it doesn't have that defense against a full attack team... Oh, it doesn't kill. Crystal Plume coming in. Live. Oh, little bugger lived. Dead. Yo, that means Ninja isn't active, guys. I don't... No, it's not my spectator side. It's been 3-4 for forever. It's been 3-4. Wait, what? Wait, it got... Wait. Wait, it's a spectator bug then? It's a visual bug for spectator? What the hell? GG. The Raging Deer. I don't think it would have mattered anyways. It's a visual bug? Okay, okay. Oh, that Crystal Bite did nothing. Oh, come on, dude. Don't be a dick. Yeah, it's a visual bug, I think. Zook, so you ass. He's like, I want 5-5, bruh. Cancer. Cancer. Rip, dude. I wanted 5-5, the flex. Yeah, in this it's saying it's 4-4. If I reset really quick, I'm gonna reset really quick. Let's see if it is a visual bug. Just so that we can know right now. Okay, it is a visual bug, so you get the 5-5. Okay. Here we go. We had to see the water cutting lily. Yo, GG, Kinu's pretty good. Kinu Cerny are pretty good, man. GG's. Alright, so Zuxo versus Doiko. Coming in game number 8. This is the deciding winners match for Ronin. If Ronin wins this, it's over. If Doiko wins this, it's who was the last one for Ronin? We saw all 5 members. I forget who the last person was, but we'll have Doiko versus whoever the last Ronin player is. So the first ban is gonna be Kinu. Alright, so Kinu is getting banned, and Raiken is banned on Doiko. Making sure those fires are out of here so Saku and Cerny can do their job, you know what I mean? Every single one of the bugs that was associated with Synergy Priority has been mostly reported by me. I can guarantee you that games would have been a lot different if I didn't do those experiments. No, that's probably true as shit. A lot of people don't post about bugs. Look at Prodigy trying to break the game. Alright, Kinu being first picked on Doiko's side. Hashtag ban Kinu. Doiko gets it. Kappa Kappa. You can do a lot of different duos here for Zuxo. Orange side wins the Volerin 1v1 on Doppelganger. Oh, Doiko doesn't have Doppelganger on his Volerin. He has it on Gael's. We saw that last game. So that means the Volerin auto, like 110% wins on Zuxo side. So Volerin can't do anything to Saku. And Nidrasil can't come in because of, yeah. So this is actually really strong for Zuxo. So it is going to be the mix. Monka, I think Saku's gonna do extremely well here. Do you ban Volan here? No, because you have Saku. I mean, you could. It takes away the Noxious Bomb. And that's what he decides to do. So, he's gonna make it to where Saku's most likely gonna get Bark Shielded, and be able to just do a ton of damage to where Giles won't be able to kill him later. Cernif being banned because the Saku and Cernif setup, I definitely like it. It's really, really good. So taking out the Kinu and the Cernif is going to allow for less nature because he doesn't have his Raiken to be able to deal with it. And he's going to have to kill the Saku with either Mix or Gialis. So Giles coming through, and I think if you pick Giles, you want Monkey, but I think he's gonna use it as a counter pick. Yeah, he knows Yukama's gonna be able to deal with whatever's picked right there, so Yukama's gonna do well against Giles. It's gonna do okay against Volphy, and it's going to do really well against Grumper or Size Munch. I say okay against Volphy because it has neutral damage, so it's still going to take a pretty hefty Aquatic Whirlwind. And we're bringing in the Monkey. Yeah, the Saku is super free, bro. If anything is going to win this game, it's going to be Saku. Volar and Saku is such a good start here against the matchup he's going against. Kinu gets the buff on a Mix. So now, what's curious about this situation is Mix is buffed up, but I think if you Feather Gatling Windburst, it's not going to put him into Puppet Master. So then there, if you do either Tornado or even a Hyperkinetic Strike, Mix could die. Or even Toxic Plume with a Tornado on a Mix. So something to think about. If it doesn't go into Puppet Master, I think it's going to be like 43%. You could definitely kill a Tornado Toxic Plume. What other AoEs does he have? He has Volphy to deal with Mix as well, so pretty good. Saku has Rush Shield. Like, he has so many answers on this setup. Even though Doiko had counter pick, picking Kinu first is always a little weird. I don't think it's anaerobic Volan. I think it's aerobic. Pretty sure. If that is full speed, ooh. I don't think it's anaerobic. Is it? It might be anaerobic. It is anaerobic. We never saw it until now. So anaerobic Volan. We don't know if it had Sweatband because it just got snared. So yeah, with anaerobic Volan, that kind of changes a little bit. It makes it to where Mix, Kinu, and Volphy are not going to be able to do that well against it. The energy manipulation, though, definitely really strong against this Volan. Now that it got snared, that also means that it will not have Sweatband if it did have Sweatband. Which also means, yeah, it's going to look pretty rough for the stamina for Volan. Yeah, Cernif did have the Sweatband, so that means Volan did not have it. It had to have been something else. We don't know what it was, though. It could have been Energy Drink. It has Doppel. Doppel does make sense. So with Monkey coming out, is it gonna... Huh. It can Hyperkinetic the Kinu, but that means it overexerts. It is a max speed Kinu because Mix went first, or second. I mean, if he wrecks here, I think it actually goes before Kinu and kills it. So that makes sense. Bringing in Gialis for the wreck. If it doesn't kill Mix, it doesn't matter because he still has Volphy and he has Volan with Toxic Plume. Even if it goes into Puppet Master. If it's full attack, we don't remember which size munch it is. We don't know if it's full attack. We don't know if it is, what's it called? But yeah, him bringing out size munch. Wait, yeah, him bringing out size munch. That would mean he wants to wreck here. Beta's gonna go first. Energy Manip goes second, and then wreck goes off. So he can't attack with Volar this turn. He has to wreck with Gael's switch in order to get it off before them. So he's bringing back in Saku to eat probably both of these attacks. Excuse me? So if he was gonna wreck, that means Gaialis would have brought in, and then Hypno would have done nothing, right? So I think if you Hypno, you shouldn't Psy Surge, because then you're assuming it's a switch. Well, Psy Surge does a ton of damage anyways, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. I guess I'm just a little confused by it, is all. So Saku can now Lifeful Sap, and Volarin can Toxic Plume, just in case it wakes up. Saku, if it ate 30% from Psy Surge, that means it's going to eat a Spike and a Beta Burst. So who do you attack, Volarin or Saku? If you wake up Volarin, then it attacks. If you hit Saku, it's going to Lifeful Sap and heal all of its health back up. So pretty weird turn, I'd say. And he decides to go for the Revitalize. Energy Manipulation onto Saku. Makes sense. Try to make it waste its stamina. And he does Lifeful Sap. So now he can't really Tornado here, but Crystal Bite is active. And if he wants to Tornado, I don't know if Saku's faster than Giles with Tornado. Saku's super slow, so if he's going to try to weaken it so he can Crystal Bite, with +1, it obviously Crystal Bite just doesn't kill, so he could Sharp Stab and go Crystal Bite later, or, yeah. So Snare was onto Volarin. Volarin, whatever Volarin had was snared. It was Doppelganger most likely, because Giles doesn't have a Doppelganger. You can actually keep Saku in here. Nah, it's looking like an HP special attack Saku. We kind of knew it from the last game that he played against Turby's Toxic team. And it did extremely well, so. Monka, He can Sharp Stab the Kinu, because we know it's full speed. So Sharp Stab should kill, right? He knows that, so Kinu gets swapped. Goes into Volphy in case Sharp Stab goes into it. Makes sense. Oh my god! Oh my goodness. Alright, he predicts the switch with the Sharp Stab. Hook Kick gets the kill on a Volphy because he doesn't have enough HP to survive the Hook Kick. With War Drum. Oh my god. Oof. Alright, so Yukama comes in, and wow. That was a huge read, dude. That was a that was literally like, he pretty much will win the game because of that read. He needed Plague. All he has is Energy Manip and Yukama for the Size Munch. Water Cannon bringing it down to 22. Crystal Bite coming in onto Yukama. And Tornado going into Yukama. He doesn't really care about Mix. If he wants to spike, if he wants to do anything here, he's just going to let it go. He knows he can kill Mix later. Psy Surge onto Gaialis. This should get the kill. Absolutely. So yeah. He was completely okay with letting him die there. He has Gaialis and Kinu. If Kinu comes in... Wait, he has no Size Munch Wreck synergy anymore. So that's kind of annoying. Alright, so if Kinu comes in and it's Valoran, well, even Volphy, it's... Yeah. Volphy is going to be able to just dust here. Dust is for the Volphy. And, well, he has the Plague because he wasn't in before. But, yeah. This is looking pretty rough here. Plague onto Kinu. Thinking it was going to switch into Giles, possibly. It had Snare, so it can't be swapped anymore. Onto Volphy. Plague went first, so it is faster than a max speed Kinu. And just barely dies to the Air Specialist special attack. It literally was like, the hand fan is what killed it. And yeah. So Volphy is now asleep. Hook Kick can go off. But, even with Hook Kick, you can just bring in Size Munch. It eats the Hook Kick. But, yeah. Energy Manip, Hook Kick is going into Volphy most likely. Even if Size Munch eats that, or do you want Valoran to eat it? Hyperkinetic Strike might be able to be faster than Gaialis, but I think we saw that Gaialis is a high amount of speed. It's not completely over yet. I mean, it looks over, but it's not completely over yet. He still needs to find a way to kill Gaialis here. Gaialis does extremely well against this. Wreck is available, so if he does switch, Size Munch Wreck does go off for free. I think if he can live the Hook Kick, Energy Manipulation goes off first. So if he Plagues here, if Mix is faster, which we didn't really calculate, it depends on how fast Mix is. He should not switch in Size Munch here. Okay, good. He knows. If Size Munch dies, it's RIP. And he knows it's going in here, right? Yeah, Energy Manip. With +1, that did quite a bit. Hook Kick coming through. And yeah. So, it would have been better if Valoran died there, but he didn't. If Valoran would have died there, he could have brought in Volphy, and then it would have been a free Dust Vortex. So that's kind of annoying. He wanted Valoran to die 110%. Yeah, Hyperkinetic does go off first. I think Sharp Stab should have been the play, but I don't think he did. Yeah, he double gashed. I think Sharp Stab was definitely the play there. Because now Hyperkinetic does enough damage. How much damage was that? I went from, what, 78 to 43? 78 to 43. Math. Is that 25%? Or is it 35%? Man, I don't know what I'm thinking. It's 35, I think. So that means Tornado kills. But Tornado, it doesn't matter. Giles goes first. Yo, settling Saku. Where's it at, though? Where's the settling Saku? Yeah, this is rough. Tornado should kill. Hook kick. Seismic Wreck goes off before energy manipulation. That's a fast monkey! Yo, end in the game? End in the game with the wreck, bro. End in the game with the wreck. Windburst didn't kill! Oh, Yo, he's gonna bring it back and win. Oh no! Oh, Side Surge instead of Energy Manip. That's why. That's a 110% kill, right? Yeah, Energy Manip wouldn't have even killed anyways. Especially with double screen. Yeah. I think, no joke, I know Saku could have definitely carried the game, right? But, like, by itself. But I think that hook kick onto Wolfie made this game so much easier for Zuxo. I think it was probably like a 60-40 due to pick ban, and with Saku being able to do everything. But I think that one play with hook kick definitely made it a 100% victory. GG's to Ronin, winning it 5-3. Zuxo taking it with 3 wins. GG's.